Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. We're doing a bit of a podcast with me, your host, BoredGamer, and also, I suppose, also your host, Zinnia. Say hello, Zin.
Hello, Zin.
It's Luminalia. It's very close to the actual day where it's going to be ending, so make sure on the 22nd you check back on the RSI website to pick up your Luminalia gifts. I wanted to talk about a few things today. I want to talk about the Drake Cutlass Steel. I want to talk about the Ares Ion drama. So let's start with the Cutlass Steel. The Cutlass Steel, it was revealed on Thursday?
Yeah, technically Thursday, kind of Friday-ish for us.
Last week, they talked about Cutlass Steel. It is a Cutlass variant. What are you thinking of it so far, Zin? You've had a chance to play around with it a little bit.
Another Cutlass variant?
I know, right? There's loads of them.
Will Drake ever stop?
Well, no, they won't. And not until they have one ship for everything done cheaply. But it's an interesting choice. So this is very much sort of like a very powerful light dropship. And the reason I use the term light dropship is because it does not want to fight anything that is got a lot of gun or has like air superiority over it.
I don't think it wants to fight anything ever.
Well, it wants to fight infantry.
Yeah.
It goes, lol, 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 I've got 5 size 1 little guns that my crew can use. I've got a load of turrets, a rear turret, a top turret, load of forward-facing guns, and missiles. I mean, that's not great against infantry missiles yet, until we get like some sort of cluster explosion and napalm missiles. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic against things that can't fight back or have small arms. It's true. I mean, I am great against things that can't fight back as well, I suppose.
I think cheap is the problem. Like, they've put all the money into guns, and I don't think it could withstand a lot of fire at all.
I'm expecting it. We don't have all the details of the Cutlass Steel yet. It's
Even
available...
though it's out in-game, in the PTU.
It's in the PTU, and some people have access to it. We won't go into too much detail who has access, because it seems to cause a lot of anger in some of the community. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. How CIG work and market their products. However, we don't know the price of the Cutlass Steel yet or anything like that. I'm expecting just shy of $200 personally.
Is that the sort of price range of the others?
Well, that is a good question. So currently, let me open the store. So originally, the Cutlass Blue was $150 when it first went on sale, I believe.
So $150 isn't bad as far as Star Citizen ships go.
That's an interesting way to put it, but yes. So the Cutlass Black, $100, Cutlass Red's $135, Cutlass Blue's $175. I'm expecting this more dropshippy Cutlass to be just shy of $200, but we'll have to wait and see. Do you think that's reasonable?
Yeah, I think it probably is, just because of gun.
Just because, yeah, it's got a lot of gun. It's got that rear turret and things like that. I'm expecting it to have a lot of armor. Because why wouldn't it?
I'm hoping it to have a lot of armour.
Yeah, and it's got 18 little seats inside for infantry. With that, the crew and all the guns sort of mounted and looked after, you've got a ship that can, well, it's half the server. Currently, you can take half a server around with you on one ship.
Yep.
What I don't like about this, and a lot of people are not talking about, I didn't see, I was looking for, well, let me see if I can find some drama about this. How is life support working on this ship? How is it so efficient in this little tiny ship that it can support 20 people? 20 to 25 people?
Maybe it won't.
Oh.
Maybe it'll be down to having your own O2. Like, don't take your helmet off in this ship, you will die.
That is possible. It might have limited sort of function, so yeah, you can take your helmet off, and as long as everyone's not doing that constantly, it's fine.
Maybe front section of the ship only, so cockpit.
It's possible. I mean, it's possible also they'll go, you know what, it's got a really good life support system, and maybe we'll find out about that. It'll be like, the ship's a bit more expensive because it's got a really good life support system. And it's like, oh, that's really good. Why don't other ships have that? Because they're expensive. It'll be something like that. But it could be that this ship is really short range. It is a drop ship, but it's not supposed to take troops huge ranges. Yeah, it doesn't have a toilet, as we discovered when I did my tour. I was like, the toilet's in the front. Nope, no, it doesn't have a toilet in the front. That's turret access. Oh,
Hold your pee. Or as somebody said, just pee off the side.
But, Zin, we've just discussed this. You have to be in your suit, otherwise you die.
Good point.
So...
Hold your pee.
Hold your pee. and use your poo as a weapon to motivate you. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's I really like the idea of it. I like the idea of a dropship done by Drake that allows you to sort of attack an area like Jumptown. It's going to be great for assaulting structures and ground locations and eventually other ships and that sort of stuff. When we have more reasons to attack the ground, when we have ways to board ships more readily, it's going to be fantastic. Is it a bit of a power creep? I think probably some Valkyrie owners are a bit like, what? It takes more than my Valkyrie. I don't understand. What is...
Here's a question, though.
Go ahead.
Does the Valkyrie have a toilet?
I believe it does. Oh, no, and I can't remember. I think it does.
I think these are the important questions.
Well, so the Valkyrie is obviously a lot more armoured and has the ability to carry a vehicle. So I'd probably prefer to assault the ground with a Valkyrie. But the Drake Cutlass still is just pretty cool. What do you think? Do you think this is a form of power creep?
I don't know. I think that they just want to see people using it in the Jumptown event.
Mm-hmm. That is almost certainly why it's been released now and why it's been balanced as such.
Like, as somebody said, I can't remember who it was, but they was mentioning about, like, there's no way that ship could carry that many people. You wouldn't want to risk it, basically. Yes. To have that many people in a dropship that could get destroyed quite quickly when you can have, like, all of those people in the same amount of ships, like 18 ships.
That's a good point. At the moment, why would you want to bring that many troops to the ground when you could just bring that many ships to the fight? It's certainly a ship I would not want to use unless we had total air superiority and we just had to dig some people out from the ground, or we were the first people landing there. It's like, get there quick.
You have to wonder, though, like, they obviously took the Cutlass chassis, gutted it, and then went, well, what can we put in this space? Let's put some seats. Okay, what about the rest of the space? More seats. What about over here? More seats.
More seats. Oh, let's put some guns. Let's put some guns there because people can. Some people want a standing desk, so they can use the gun turret instead. There's a lot going on. It's just like I think it's 25 people on it, potentially even more when fully utilised and all the seats and stations being used.
It's 26, isn't it?
So actually, let's work it out. Co-pilot and pilot, 18 jump seats, so that's 20. Then you've got the turret on the top, so 21, and then you've got the 5 little turrets, so that's 26, as you said. And then you can have 2 people sleeping in bed.
Yeah.
28. Why not?
Which is literally over half of a server.
Yeah, it's a weird choice. Hopefully that means, though, that server meshing is doing really well, and it's the idea, like, we're going to have loads of people on servers soon. People are going to bring, like, 3 of these to a fight, each org, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Maybe it's an aspirational ship. Looking forward to the sales page on it and how much it's going to be, and its Q&A. Is it a super powerful Cutlass? Is it paper thin? Is it a glass APC? That would be weird, wouldn't it? It's got to be pretty armoured. But answers on a postcard, what you think, down below. Anyway, let's move on to something that is a little bit more polarising and dramatic. And I will apologise for people that are tired of this, that have been in what I refer to as the Ares Ion Wars, because there seems to be some fatigue on this topic when I was looking at it on Reddit. I haven't really covered it. We'll talk about that now, because it's still in balance. Let's quickly explain what's going on. Do you know? I made you read about this and have a look at this. What's going on with the Ares Ion? Why are people annoyed, Zin?
They've nerfed the Ares Ion.
And what specifically have they nerfed?
So they've increased the rate of fire, reduced the accuracy, but also reduced the alpha damage. I don't know how that works or what alpha damage really is, but...
So you played Eve, didn't you?
Barely.
Okay, so I was going to use an analogy for how you'd gank someone before the cops came along and blew you up.
I never really did that.
Alpha damage is first shot, 1 shot damage. So per shot, how much damage do you do? Basically, is what alpha damage in this situation is. So if you are a sniper, you don't want a machine gun for your DPS. Yeah. You want 1 shot, 1 kill. Yeah. You want high damage. So they've basically made this what effectively was previously and sold as, and this is the thing, it was sold as a slow firing sniper ship. At least from my interpretation of the original ad and all the media for it. And Now, currently in the 3.16 PTU, it is much higher rate of fire, oddly inaccurate, and its alpha damage is what 1/3 of what it was. It's a huge nerf, and that's caused a lot of people to be annoyed that they have bought the Ion and it's changed. And a lot of people obviously melted their Ions. A lot of people are saying, well, look, Cloud Imperium need to balance these ships. They're going to have ongoing balance. Some people are like, it will change hugely in the future, so it doesn't really matter now. At the moment, they're trying to balance it for now, because a lot of people were using this as a mission-running ship for a huge range of missions. If you got a bounty, or you're doing the take out the mining turrets and the prospects and stuff mission, I can't remember what the name of the mission's called in.
Claim jumpers.
Thank you. Appreciated.
Sorry,
I knew.
Taking a bite of burger.
She's got a burger. She's my star citizen advisor.
Having my lunch.
It's okay. No, this is perfect time. Perfect time to have lunch. I'm hungry as well, actually. So yeah, the Claim Jumpers mission, loads of bounties, lots and lots of combat missions. You could just take one of these and snipe everything if you're relatively good aim. But now, it's really hard to hit targets, because even if you're perfectly lined up on the pips, there's some sort of, well, it's supposed to be used against larger ships, so you can't really use it against fighters. It sort of misses often, even though you're perfectly on target. And it's just not a sniper anymore. Now, you may argue that you didn't see it as a sniper before, or it should only be used against big ships. It's a big ship destroyer, whatever. But I think the real thing here is that it's going to be hugely balanced and changed in the future, whatever. But where do you stand on this, Sin? Do you think these ships should stick to their original goal and plan, or do you think sometimes even with that in mind, they have to go, no, we have to rebalance it. It can't be what it originally was supposed to be?
I think a little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would like to see it as that sniper with the high damage, one hit sort of thing. However, I do think that it needs to have some sort of change done to it so that it can't... Like, you shouldn't go, I'm going to go do a bounty hunting mission. I know, I'll take my Ion. That should be like the last ship you choose, because it shouldn't be able to hit those small, fast-moving targets. The fact that it now can't hit accurately small, non-moving targets is obviously a problem.
Yes, and when they're coming straight at you. So yeah, that's I totally agree with you on that.
Because that's the other thing as well. It's like, maybe they need to change something with the AI or whatever, but if somebody's fighting you with an Ion and you're in like a Hornet, you should not be going at their nose. Yeah? You would not be fighting like that, because that's going to get you killed.
But if you are evasive, or there's multiple light fighters coming towards an Ion, you shouldn't be able to just go pew, 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 and kill them all.
Yeah.
It'd be like, well, they're going to zigzag, they're going to serpentine.
Basically.
It's going to be hard for you to hit them.
But I guess it's a challenge to make that how it works, or whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about the coding and how they work out all these things, but I can only hope that that's what they're working towards. And maybe they've done this in the interim to just sort of placate people who are getting annoyed with the fact that it can one-hit moving targets who are very small.
Yeah. I think there's a big element of that, for sure. That sort of makes sense as well. Like, you don't want to just go, look, I want the game on easy mode. The AI do come at me. Pew, they're dead. They're dead. They're dead. It's not the way the spirit of the game should be played, really. I mean, play as you want it. Don't let me take that away from you. And if you're having fun doing that sort of stuff, great. But I think that it would be balanced so that it's reasonable. But I do want it to be a sniper ship. I do want it to have high alpha damage, and I want it to be accurate. So, yeah, okay, say that you are, all the stars align, and you're actually a really good shot, and there's a load of fucking light fighters coming towards you. I can't believe I swore. I'm so sorry. For in Christmas. If you're a really great pilot and the stars align or whatever, yeah, pew, 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 you do take out 3 light fighters. I want that to be possible still. I don't want it to be like, perfectly on target. Oh, it's missed. Why is it missed? Oh, no. Balance. Use it against large targets should be its primary role. Or as a support fighter. It's a support fighter. If other people are engaging ships and they don't notice it, or they're not engaging it, or not harassing it, you should have a great time at picking like larger fighters off, or large ships, just poking them. Do you know what else, Sin? Do you know what else people are annoyed about?
Go on.
The Redeemer. Its turrets, the size 5 turrets on it are really slow now.
Oh no.
Well, I think that's fair enough though. It's got so much forward facing sort of gun pew 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 that I don't mind it having a bit of lacking in certain areas. And I want it to maybe be able to be sort of overly overwhelmed by fights. Maybe that's just my current thought on it. It's just so useful, the Redeemer. That I don't want it to go, you know what, it's just the go-to ship in all situations for combat.
So, are the turrets manned, or are they pilot, or what?
It's size 5 turrets. I think are those the manned ones?
Because I could kind of understand, because size 5 is pretty big. That's a lot of power.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Those large size 5 weapons, they shouldn't be used against fighters so much. Balance is hard, and balancing a game for the needs of a major patch so they're playable before we have all the gameplay mechanics and before we have physicalized components and physicalized damage is hard. And for 3.16's in.
Yes.
You think it's going to come out this week?
Oh, I haven't got a clue.
You haven't got a clue?
Hopefully.
Make something up.
Yes, it's going to come out on Thursday.
Okay, no, that seems reasonable. So yeah, I'm expecting it tomorrow at the moment. That's my expectation. And then if the sort of everything goes well with the current builds for 3.16, how are your feelings on the features that have been sort of moved out of it? So do you feel it's better to have a 3.16 patch which is stable and that's a bit lighter? Do you feel that it's been gutted? Do you feel that they should have delayed 3.16 to get more features in?
No, I'm pretty sure I've sort of said my opinion on this previously. I think with the massive delay of 3.15 maybe. Like, if they're going to promise a patch every quarter, then maybe they need to look at cutting back on what they're putting into the patches if they're unable to make the deadline. Like, I'd rather see them push stuff back and release something with some sort of content than just keep pushing it back and back, or just make that how you're going to do things.
Well, it looks like they do. It's not mutually exclusive, Sin. I've been waiting for salvage for several years. But no, I know what you mean. I wish that... Okay, there is a huge expansion to the studios happening in the next couple of quarters. I mean, they are hugely gearing up. Maybe this is going to allow them to do a lot more patches and meet deadlines a lot better. But Cloud Imperium does have a bit of a problem with its roadmap and its features. It is It's a long, slow development process. Or slong as we call it down my neck of the woods. And they do often have features that are pushed back or delayed. Now, what they've said with 3.16 and some future patches is that when they commit a feature, it will make, or should make, for the most part, the patch at least in some form during the cycle. So some of the features have obviously been moved back to 3.16.1. And I think that is what actually is in 3.16.1. That is a good point. Okay. So I believe, Zin, that laser trip mines and derelict ship points of interest, they have been moved to 3.16.1.
Right.
And then the DNA heads and something else, mining gadgets. That was it. That was the big thing that I was disappointed with. Mining gadgets have been moved to 3.17. So 3.17, the Q1 2022 patch, is actually pretty thick at the moment. It's got quite a lot in it. And I'm hoping that it will make it all because it's got sending items to shops, it's got ship-to-ship refueling, it's got persistent hangars, it's got some really big ticket features, it's got taxi missions. I'm hoping it can have all of that and more. But come on, CIG, you got to give us some brilliant patch wins. I'm not disgruntled with Cloud Imperium's progress. I love what they're doing. I love the development of the game. I love the fact it's all playable. It is very slow though, and it can be a bit disheartening and a bit disappointing occasionally when features move off. I'm like, oh, I knew it was going to move off, but I'd hoped it wouldn't. What about that new Gravlev stuff, Sin? Have you been playing since they've changed it again? So they keep on polishing it.
No. Last time I tried it was when everything was
jumpy.
Like, yeah, Buffy you everywhere.
Yeah, okay. We'll have a bit of a race or assault bunker later. We'll mess around with that. Got a new hover bike coming probably in 3.16 as well. Cloud Imperium haven't revealed it yet. That will be revealed later this week. Looking forward to that, whatever that may be. From playing 3.16, do you think it's a good patch, a playable patch, a fun patch, or just is it 3.15? Because effectively it is the 3.15 code and 3.15 branch.
Yeah, I mean it is pretty light. It doesn't feel that much different. There are a few changes that you probably wouldn't even notice unless you went looking for them.
Okay, I think that's pretty fair, actually. It's hopefully going to be, because it's the 3.15 branch that they've branched out and they've sort of added 3.16 features to it rather than branching off into its own branch. Theoretically, it should be a really stable really performant branch with less bugs once they finished the PTE. Hopefully, potentially, maybe. And so we'll have to wait and see. Me and Zin have yet to play Jumptown together yet. I have messed around with it a little bit when it has been clear and empty in the early mornings, but it does seem to be on the servers at the moment, so we're messing around with that this week. The thing with Jumptown is sometimes nothing will happen and you'll have your run of getting the narcotics there. Sometimes just the good side people all turn up and they don't want to engage with each other. And that's mostly my experience at the moment. But when I sort of capture footage and mess around with stuff, it's quite early morning, my time. And there's not many people on the Euro servers. But we'll have to play in the evening or something and see if we can get some interesting things to happen. And that's what it is. So you'll play Jumptown, you'll do go to one of these 3 locations when they happen, and maybe 50% of the time it's pretty chill. But maybe random crazy stuff and wars happen and you turn up and then 2 orcs are having a fight, or you'll be hunted down for your goods or whatever. It can really vary, and it's sort of trying to capture that emergent gameplay. Should you try and capture emergent ephemeral gameplay is a whole different question. Actually, Sin, what do you think? So do you think Cloud Imperium are right to go, you know what worked? This random bug, this cool gameplay that we had with Jumptown all those years ago, all those patches ago, we'll try and capture it by making a gameplay loop sort of that's a bit like it. Do you think that will actually capture that, or do you think it's impossible to capture that sort of that feeling that they originally had?
I think it's possible.
Okay, I hope it is.
They can at least try.
I have not played Jumptown enough to know whether it's as good as original Jumptown. So Jumptown version 2, Jumptown 2.0, good on paper. I think we're actually going to get the Nine Tails lockdown active throughout January as well, so end of December, January, I think that looks to be the plan in my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see. 3.16 is shaping up to hopefully be a great patch, but very light. Let's see what happens.
A stable patch,
an accessible patch. But anyway, that's it for your sort of hot takes, Star Citizen podcast, mine and Zin's views on the Cutlass Steel, the Ares Ion, and 3.16. We hope that you have a very merry Luminalia and Christmas and delicious foods. Don't we, Zin?
Yes.
See? We are in sync. It's almost as if we finish each other's...
Dinners.
Dinner's perfect. Thanks, Zin. You're the best. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great Christmas. Love you loads. Bye. Say bye, Zin.
Bye, Zin.
Also, you should tell us what you think in the comments below. Tell us what you think. Put comments in. We like reading your comments, especially when they compliment Zin. She likes that the most. Ho, ho, ho. I'm a fat man with a beard, and I'm going to sneak down your chimney and give you NordVPN. That's right, I'm BoredGamer. I am that fat man with a beard. And it's Nordmus. So what do you want in your stocking for Nordmus, little Timmy? I want NordVPN, with its useful security, privacy, and locational spoofing features. I also want a racing car set. Of course you do, but as I'm not sponsored by Racing Car Set, maybe you should shut your little mouth, Tim. Merry Nordmus! For December, we are giving away an Origin 400i with a Star Citizen game package and lifetime insurance. This is a luxury multi-role explorer ship for 1 to 3 players to run together. It's like a little yacht in space. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during December. If you'd like to further support the channel, please consider clicking that join button underneath my videos. You can also become a Patreon or even donate. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you in the verse.